There's a toy that I had as a child. It was an instant writing pad. But the problem with it was when you raised the sheet, all your work vanished.
Etch-a-sketch.
And it was called an Etch-a-Sketch. And that is what life is like. You raise the sheet and everything vanishes. And there's a book in the Bible about this. It's called Kohelet or Ecclesiastes. And the author makes a test of various activities, various pursuits, wisdom, madness, folly, pleasure, laughter, wine, women, song, great building projects, great life works, great acquisitions, great possessions, great treasure collecting. And at the end, he sees it's all emptiness, it's all meaninglessness, it's all vanity. And the only thing that lasts, the only thing that is tangible is given as chapter 12, verse 14. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or bad. And that's why Rav Shaul in 1 Corinthians, when he's dealing with all the questions the Corinthian congregation had sent him, he tells them, he even warns them that the form of this world is passing away. And therefore, let the man who has a wife live as though he has none. Let the woman who has a husband live as though she has none. Let the person who buys live as though he weren't buying. Because the form of this world is passing away. And he's really talking about this book. He's not telling you don't love your wife. He's just saying you have to have a loose grip on this passing world. It cannot be something that you hold in your fist as if you can keep everything, because you can't. The only thing that is rock solid is to fear God, keep his commandments, and know that we all must stand before the judgment throne of Moshiach ben David, who died in our place and took all of our curses and all the judgment so that we could live lives worthy of the gospel. And Lord, I want to pray right now that somebody who's being very worldly and very greedy for the things of this life, and is trying to hold on to everything in a way that is really impossible, that they will come to their senses and they will realize that we have to love God and serve God He's really all we have. We have to turn to the Lord with all of our might, with all of our strength, because he is the one thing that cannot be taken away from us. Fools find hard work irksome. He who does not know the way cannot go to town. We ask you, Lord, to show us the way that we should go. Help us look at this death tableau, this picture of old age in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verses 3-5. And let us see that God made man upright, but they have devised many schemes, that we are fallen, that our flesh gets us in trouble, and that we have to turn to the Lord. And I pray that this prayer meeting, this nightly prayer meeting, will help people to see what is life really all about. Is it just eating and drinking and dying? Is that all there is to that? There was a song sung by Peggy Lee.
Is that all there is?
Is that all there is to that? And the thing is, without this book, we wouldn't really be able to preach that. But because we have this book, when we go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6, where Paul is doing some premarital counseling, and he's talking about whether somebody should get married or under what circumstance, he warns them. And then in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, he says, what I mean, brothers, is that the time is short. From now on, those who have wives should live as if they had none. Those who mourn as if they did not mourn. Those who are happy as if they were not. Those who buy something as if it were not theirs to keep. Those who use the things of the world as if not engrossed in them. For this world, in its present form, is passing away. And I pray, dear God, that people will see that they will see the emptiness of their life without the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, standing up alive, fulfilling the hope of Judaism, with no corruptible body, but putting on incorruptibility and modeling the resurrection body for all of us to see that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man what God has prepared for those who love him, because all things work together for good for those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. Yeshua, come into my heart, forgive my sins, take control of my life, and use me for your glory in the brief time that I have left to minister in this world. Amen.